Hey guys, how are we going today? Hope you're all having a lovely day. I wanted to sit down and film a special video today. It is my first proper haul since the end of my no-buy. So there are a few things that I have been wanting to arrange replacements of for quite a while now, and I've been holding off as long as I can. But it's getting to the point where I really did need a few of these and I wanted to try something a little bit different. So a few of the items that I've bought today have been replacements for things that I've used. So I've got a couple of foundations in here that I'm going to give it a go. I was debating, for the past couple of weeks where I was going to pop an order in for, and I noticed a sale popped up for Chemist Warehouse. So I got on, had a quick look. I managed to find quite a few things that I was looking for. Still keeping in mind from my reflections for my last few videos that, I wanted to buy things purposefully and not just to go out and do it just because I can now that my no-buy is over. So let's jump in. I will go through all of my items and let you know why I picked them out and what's going on. So the first three items I bought were actually foundations, and I have actually been wanting to try one or two of these for quite a while now, and given that I have finished off two foundations this year, or one foundation and one BB cream, I've also got two that are close to being finished as well. That will really only leave two one liquid, one cream foundation in my drawer. So I went ahead and got three. It's really difficult because I don't actually have a Chemist Warehouse near me, and I wasn't able to go in and do any swatches, but I did try and find swatches online for all three of these different foundations and try and match as close as I possibly can. The first one is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I've been wanting to give this one a go for the longest time, and I know last time I was in store they only had about 6 or 7 different shades in the store itself, but when I was looking on the website there were quite a lot more than that, and when I was in there I know that it was the second lightest shade was a perfect match for my skin. So I tried to kind of go on the website. There weren't any websites really anywhere that kind of said what shades suited for what skin and what undertones. So I did the best that I can to try and match them, but I buggered up. I got the shade Nude, and it's in, I think it just says Nude L3, which I'm, fairly light skinned, so I'm definitely not fair, and usually I'm, the kind of mid-light range as well. So I thought that, based on what I could see and, the closest that I could match it online, this would be my shade. But it's pretty much the same as the Mary Kay foundation that I've just finished, and it is really, really yellow. So I will pop a little bit just here, just so you can see it. But that looks, really yellow there against my skin. I'll definitely still use it, same as just grabbing a tissue, same as with the Mary Kay one. I'll use it. This will probably be the next one that I do use up. I know that the two I currently have in my drawer at the moment, they are pretty much a perfect match for my skin. So, once I finish the ones that I'm using at the moment that I have in my everyday basket, this will be the next one that I kind of start on and look at going through right away. I'm actually going to pull out a little docket as well, just so I can see how much everything went to. So that one was actually on sale and I got it for $9.79. So I'm pretty happy with that. Even if it's the wrong shade, it's fine. I'll still get, you know, fairly good use out of that. And hopefully sometime before I make my way through this one and the next few foundations, I'll be able to go in store and figure out what my perfect shade was again. Next one I got was the Covergirl Trublend Matte Maid. I have actually worn this one twice since I got it, but you know, I keep putting everything back in the box to, you know, keep it all in there before I could film this video. The shade is in L40 and it's pretty much a dead-on match for my skin. It's actually what I'm wearing. Am I wearing this one today? Yes, I'm wearing this one today. So for comparison purposes, oh, I think I got too much there, but that's all right. So that's it there, and you can definitely see the the differences between those there. This one's more neutral, that one is definitely more yellow undertoned and possibly a little bit too dark as well, but it is what it is. The CoverGirl was $11.99 and this was actually the most expensive item in my box, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. I'm still pretty happy, you know, paying $12 for this foundation. I actually know that they stock this now in the Big W where I live, so if I run out, I know that this is really good. It's actually been really good on my skin so far. It's been really good wearing throughout the day as well. I'll probably do a couple of dedicated wear test videos for these three foundations that I've gotten. I know there are probably reviews of these online anyway, but you know, I want to see how they're going to react with my skin. I've worn the Flower Beauty one once and I only had it on for a few hours. I've worn this one twice now for full days, and it's actually handled, you know, that wear pretty well. So I want to make a record of those as well for my future reference. If I ever manage to get my way through these and, you know, a couple years down the track, I'm like, what ones were what? What did I think of them? Next one is the Rimmel Lasting Matte Full Coverage Mattifying Foundation. Oh, I didn't realize that was full coverage. In the shade 010 Warm Porcelain. This one was $8.97. So this one was actually the cheapest of all of them. I want to double check because I'm pretty sure the sizes of the bottles there and how, you know, skinny that middle one is, they're all 30 mils. So, you know, they're all pretty comparable in size. They all have the same amount in there. It's been a long time since I've had any pump foundations. Usually I just stick with these. I've got a couple with droppers. I've got, you know, one with the applicator wand. I'm going to swatch this one on my hand as well for comparison for all three. It is definitely a lot thicker. The other two are more liquidy, but I'm pretty sure I've gotten the wrong shade here as well, as it is fairly light. So next time I may need to go one shade up in this one. I did manage to find for the CoverGirl and the Rimmel, this one was the easiest to find my match on, because I think I found on the Ulta website or one website I could actually do a foundation comparison with foundations that I know match my skin, and this one was the exact one that it brought up. So I used the CoverGirl website directly to find this one, and I'm really happy because that does seem like the exact match for my skin. With the Rimmel, it is a little bit lighter, but you know, next time I might just be able to go the next shade up, and I'll, you know, see how it matches on my skin. I'll see how it wears, even if I take this one in store next time and I can try and find, you know, the next one up, swatching them on my hand next to each other. So that's all three of them there. So we have the Flower Beauty, the Covergirl, and the Rimmel. So they were my 3 replacements. As I mentioned, I've been through 2 foundations this year, and I'm working my way through these 2 here at the moment. I use both at the same time just to color match. So once I use those 2, you know, I'll start focusing on the others. But, you know, I know at this stage I'll pretty much have been using, you know, using up and arranging those replacements there. The next item was another one that was a replacement, and it's the Flower Beauty Miracle Matte Translucent Finishing Powder. I was actually really surprised with how big this is. As a comparison, here's my Revolution powder on top. So that's it there, and that's it beside it. So this one was a replacement. I have been through my Mary Kay translucent powder this year. I've also used up my Franken powder, and I will be getting rid of this one here as well. So at the moment I do only have a couple of pressed powders in my drawer, and I have a sample of the Kat Von D translucent powder, but I really did want to get another translucent powder, and I've heard this one is really good. So this one came to, where's it gone? $6.99. So I'm really happy for something this size. It does have 8 grams of powder in there. I know the Revolution does have 35 grams, but I feel like this might be a bit of a heavier powder. I'm just going to open that. Oh, I love the shape of that. How nice is that? I love it. So I'll give that one a go. I may use that one as the comparison powder in all 3 of my foundation videos, just for austerity purposes and keeping everything, you know, control and keeping it all the same. The next item was something that I've wanted for a while, but I, you know, because of the no buy, I wasn't going to go and do it. And then, you know, I've been kind of weighing things up and tossing things up in my mind about which brand I wanted to go with. And it's a cream blush, or a liquid blush. I don't know which one it really is. I haven't even opened the box yet. So it's the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb, and I tried to pick it in a color that was similar to ones that I've found that I've liked. So I've got 3 blushes that I'm trying to work my way through at the moment, and I know I probably shouldn't be buying any more blushes. I've got, you know, another 6 in the drawer that I've got sitting there as well. I do have 1 cream blush, but I don't actually have anything that's, you know, of this formula. This is in the shade Pinched, and I'm going to just pop a little bit of it here. Ooh, that's so nice. So I'm just squeezing that one out there. Just pop that back on. Oh, that's really nice. It's definitely a liquid and not so much of a cream, but it's really nice and glossy too. That's lovely, and that's definitely the shade that I was after. I think it's just starting to run into the foundations there. That wasn't very good of me to swatch it that way, but ah well. So I did kind of, I was weighing up at the start of this month, you know, whether or not I was going to switch back to my low buy rules that I had previously stuck by. And when I'd filmed the last 2 videos on, you know, finishing up the no buy, my thinking points, my previous rules that I'd been on, I'd kind of come to this decision that I just wanted to know that when I'm choosing products that they're going to meet all of my requirements, and they're not just going to be buying products just because. And I kind of gave in this one because I don't actually own anything like this. So it's not a replacement, but at the same time, it's not like I'm buying something that I already own. Now, this will be my first liquid blush, and there were a couple from Maybelline that I wanted to try as well, but I wanted to see, you know, if I actually like liquid blush anyway. This one, I don't think I told you the price, possibly I did. Yes, was $6.99. So the other liquid blushes that I were looking at were a bit more expensive than that, but I thought, why not just give this one a go first? This is the one that I've been looking at for the longest anyway. So I did it, and I'm, you know, definitely looking forward to getting some use out of that. I can see that, you know, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to actually smear it on my face instead of my hand. Those were actually all of my makeup items that I did buy. I did buy 2 skincare items, one of which is the Simple Hydrating Cleansing Oil. And the reason that I've gotten this one is with my skin changing in winter, it's becoming more and more difficult for me to find the right kind of combination of skincare that's working at the moment. So I have a couple of makeup erasers, the towels that you just wet and take your makeup off with, and I do have foaming cleansers, cream cleansers, and at the moment they're all just a little bit too stripping for my skin. So I figured I'd try, I've had cleansing oils in the past and they worked really well. My skin responded really well to them, particularly in winter. And I actually watched a video from Hannah Louise Poston a couple of weeks ago where she mentioned that she uses the Simple Cleansing Oil. And I thought, you know, why not give it a go? It was only $8.99. It's actually a pretty big bottle, so it's 125 mils. I normally double cleanse my skin even after I use the makeup eraser, depending on what type of makeup I've got on. If I've got heavy makeup on like I have today, I use the makeup eraser and then I'll double cleanse, because most of the time the makeup eraser doesn't get all of it off anyway. So if I can swap out one of the cleansers for something like this, I'm hoping that, you know, it will help with the issues that I'm having. I have been finding that even though I am really oily, my skin is still so dry and dehydrated that it's flaking off, it's peeling. You know, I'm trying to do everything I can at the moment, but it's just stripping my skin back. So I've also started recently using one of my facial oils of a night time as well, and it has been a bit better over the past few days that I've used that. So I'm going to pop this in here as well, give it a go, see how it works, see how it goes with removing my heavier makeup, and yeah, hopefully it does the job. So something else that I've had my eye on for quite a while, and I had never really been able to justify it, but I think lately my skin's really needing this, and it's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Eye Roll-On. So the products that I'm using at the moment, because I do have oily skin, well, fairly oily skin just about everywhere except for my under eyes, and my under eyes are usually always fairly dry and dehydrated. So I've always had good experiences with hydrating products, and you know, any Hydro Boost and Water Boost and anything like that in the past, I've always had really good response with. I've actually got some on my bedside table at the moment that I stick on overnight time, even over the top of moisturizers on moisturizers, and it always helps. So hoping that this one will help, and I'll have another product that I can just keep rebuying, because the eye cream at the moment that I'm using has been discontinued and I can't get that anymore anyway. So hopefully that will be my next one. And just as a bit of an update already, you can see the majority of this blush has dried down. The only spot that is still fairly unset was there, but look at that. That looks beautiful. And it's set everywhere else aside from those 2 spots where I just rubbed it through foundation. But that's lovely. So those are the products that I bought with my first order after my no buy. Total amount came to $63.71. I have it all there. You can see all the figures and all the numbers, all the products. I'm pretty happy considering there are 7 items in there and I spent less than effectively $10 per item. 3 of which were foundations, and the previous foundations I've had in the past are usually between $20 and $30. I'm really happy with that. If those 3 managed to work out for me, you know, I know that 2 of them are matte. I do find that this one at the moment is not full coverage, which is fantastic. I don't, you know, some days I don't want anything full coverage. This one is more of a full coverage, and I know from previous videos that I viewed that this one is more of a luminous foundation. So if those 3 work out for me, then that's fantastic. I would love to, you know, keep rebuying these 3 in the future as well. It's always good to have different foundations for different occasions. So I will try and film those videos sometime over the next couple of weeks and keep you all updated. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. But until then, I'll speak to you next time. Bye.